Pleased to have with us today Christy Burton Brown. She's the new vice chair of the Colorado Republican Party. So glad to have you here with us.
Thank you.
I know the Western Conservative Summit is coming up, so that's a big deal for the party. What is it that comes out of that helps set the tone for the state party here?
Well, the Western Conservative Summit is a great gathering of conservatives around the state and people who really believe in our Constitution and our rule of law. And it just engages people in ways they can personally get involved in helping our state.
So are there topics specifically that then help set the platform?
Well, this year's Western Conservative Summit will be focused on the topic of religious freedom, which is certainly key to our nation. Republican, Democrat, we all were founded on a nation of religious freedom for every person across our nation. So that's really important, just engage people in their personal lives and then get out there in the communities and start doing things that help our state and our nation.
So as we look forward to, just watch some presidential debates. We're looking ahead to specifically Cory Gardner's seat. A lot of folks have said his seat is highly vulnerable. What's the strategy moving forward? How do you keep him in place?
Well, I think the strategy for the Republican Party here in Colorado is very simple. It is to win in 2020. It's to get Cory Gardner reelected. It's to get President Trump reelected. And the good thing about Senator Gardner is that he's actually a senator that looks out for the interests of Colorado. On any issue that we talk about, he votes for people in Colorado. He's had 8 bills successfully passed in a bipartisan environment. He's rated as one of the best senators in the entire Senate because he can get things done. Whether we're talking about oil and gas for Colorado, trying to bring Space Command or the Bureau of Land Management here to Colorado, he is looking out for our people.
And he was endorsed by the president. Do you think that will hurt him in any way?
And I don't. I think what's important for people to understand about President Trump, especially in contrast with the Democratic debates that went on the last 2 nights, is that President Trump and the Republicans in the U.S. Senate are for the American people. We did not hear a lot of discussion about the American people in the Democratic debates last night. And we also didn't hear any discussion about the economy. And that's because the economy is doing great under President Trump. And that affects me personally as a young mom. It affects families across Colorado. We're doing great right now because of the Trump economy.
I know immigration is also a hot topic right now. Housing, there's so many issues at stake here. What are the priorities for the party moving forward?
Our priorities are to win. And in order to do that, we believe priority number 1 has to be to listen to the people across Colorado and hear the issues that matter to them. They care about education and choice in education for their children. They care about a healthcare system that doesn't enrich insurance companies like Jared Polis's plan would do. They care about healthcare plans that benefit their children and hospitals and doctors who take care of us. And so as the party, we're going to be talking about those issues and addressing them in innovative ways that make sure people know the Democrats in Colorado have gone extreme. They have become the party of control. We are the party of the people who listens on the ground to moms like myself with young kids who care about our children's future in Colorado.
You mentioned Governor Polis. There's been a couple of several recall groups that have gotten together for him and Tom Sullivan. Where does the Republican Party stand on those?
Our position on recalls is that they need to come from the citizens. And if citizens are rising up because they are angry over what happened in the legislature this last session, they should make their voice heard. The recall is not coming directly from the party. As a party, that's not our job. Our job is to engage with citizens and help our candidates win.
So this last election, there was a clear message. The Democrats took control of all major seats. So where do you see bridging that divide and coming together on issues? Because we know that that's important to Coloradans.
It is. Being bipartisan is very important to people in Colorado and unifying us as Coloradans and Americans. And those are things that both Senator Gardner and President Trump are really good at doing. And if people are willing to look at their track records instead of the extreme rhetoric of the Democrat candidates that they're facing, people will see that Senator Gardner and President Trump are the ones who can represent us in Colorado.
Can you really say that about President Trump when we know his favorability ratings are not strong?
Well, his favorability ratings are only one piece of the puzzle, and we only look at those on certain days, and they change depending on what he's doing. I think what actually matters is not the media narrative around President Trump, but what he's actually doing for people. Unemployment rates at a record low among Hispanic and minority communities under the Trump administration. Our economy is booming, and that, again, is why the Democrats didn't address that in the last 2 debates. They can't say much about a successful economy promoted by a president who they don't want to reelect, but we do. And the people of America, I believe, are going to make that choice in 2020.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ann.
Glad you're here. Back in a moment.